So we're going to talk about the front squat, the different variations, different modifications we can do for equipment and mobility purposes. First variation is going to be your standard barbell front squat, okay? Ideally, I have the mobility in my lats and my shoulders, in my thoracic spine, to have this barbell rest right on the meat of my shoulders. Maybe I only have 2 or 3 fingers on that barbell to hold it. Eventually we'll work that mobility up to where we can have a full grip. But if we're able to balance that and keep that supported by our shoulders, we don't want it floating out front, then we can stay with this position, this normal front squat position. All right. Mechanics for all these variations are the same. Again, this front squat is going to be wanting to bear down and squish our midline if we're not countering that. Okay. So we want to keep that good, fill the tank with air, engaged core, rib cage pulled down to that belly button, neutral pelvic tilt as I drop down into my squat. All right, and use those glutes to drive back up, okay? If I don't have the mobility to keep that front rack position, but I feel comfortable with this cross arm balance, right? Feel free to do that. You may find this makes it a little bit more difficult to keep that midline engaged. So if we don't feel comfortable with that, and we have 2 of the same kettlebell, our next best option is going to be this front rack kettlebell. Okay, mechanics are the same for all these, like I said. All right, keeping that midline engaged to counter that weight, compressing our midline. If you don't have 2 of the same kettlebell, next option is 2 of the same dumbbell. Okay, very similar, right? Using our body to support the one head while we use our fists to support the other. Okay, we don't want to let those bells walk out, walk in. We don't want to be floating out in front, right? We want to stay nice and tight, shoulders supporting. All right. If we only have a single kettlebell, our next best option is going to be that goblet squat. Okay, so either holding like this, or holding like this. Okay, whatever you feel most comfortable doing. Next is going to be that dumbbell. Same concept. We're just going to grab one head, let the other head hang down, or you can grab both heads, whatever you feel most comfortable doing, okay? Some people think this is much easier just because it's one center of gravity right in the middle of our body, okay? So check out those different variations. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a shout.